Tobin.
You know, you're talking about education a minute ago. I was hoping maybe you could give us some of your words on what you feel like are the value to, like, a private instructor, and also opportunities like this, which I was telling you earlier, and actually I told these guys earlier too. Things like this don't happen very often in our area, and I want to see more of this in our area. You know, obviously you're all over the world. You know what's going on in the drum world. A lot of these guys, especially if they're younger, they see what they see every day in school, and that's about it. Right. You know, there's not a whole lot beyond that. What are some of your thoughts and feelings on the value of, you know, I guess education, you know, in those contexts?
Yeah, I mean, I think that when I'm trying to learn something and educate myself, I like to learn what it is that I'm learning from as many different angles as I can. Learn it by reading it in the book, you know, maybe working with the drum book, and then if the guy's got a DVD, I'll watch that too. And then so that's another angle of approaching it. And if the guy's got an interview in Modern Drummer, I'll read that. Now, if the guy comes to my town and he's doing a clinic, you better believe I'm going to be there, right? Because then you can watch the guy do it. You can ask him questions. You can learn. It's all different ways of looking at a thing. And now, here's a little bit of a fun analogy, whimsical analogy, right? When you're trying to learn something, okay, it can often be like trying to understand what an elephant looks like, okay? Imagine if we had an elephant in this room, okay? There's no human being in this room that can see all parts of the elephant at one time. But if you take a walk behind the elephant, take a look at his tail, then take a walk to the front, take a look at his trunk and his tusks and his ears and come around, then you start to get an idea of what the elephant looks like. You stand up on one of these drum stools, look at his back, then you start to get an idea of what the elephant looks like by taking many different looks from many different angles. So when I'm trying to learn something, I try to learn it that way. I learn it from as many different angles as I can. And coming and seeing stuff like this is it's a very beneficial angle, right, to check it out. So learning stuff out of books and on videos and off of YouTube and Drummer World, that's all incredibly important, but so is coming and seeing stuff like this, even if it's a guy that you're not interested in, you know? If you don't have something better to do, or if you're not doing a paid gig, then you should come check out every clinic that you're in town to be able to check out. I'll check out all kinds of stuff. I still remember when I was about 12 years old, I went and saw Billy Cobham come through New Orleans, and I still remember that, you know? And so I think it's very important, things like this, you know, clinics and master classes, and you guys should support it. If Tobin's willing to bring guys in here, man, even if it's somebody that, I'm not that interested, I guarantee you're going to learn something. So if Tobin brings something in here, you guys should come and check it out, because guess what? If you don't show up for one of the things that Tobin does, a lot of people don't show up because I'm not that interested in it. Well, then guess what? Tobin's going to say, well, that means people aren't showing up. Well, then I'm not going to be able to do that kind of stuff anymore. And then you won't be able to bring in somebody that you really are interested in. So this is your scene, which is great, that now you're starting to get guys coming in. So you've got to support your scene. And that means, you know, even if it's something that you may not think is the greatest thing, or you may not be that interested, I guarantee you'll learn something, and you're supporting your scene, and it ensures that Tobin will be able to bring in more stuff like this, right?